Okay, so for this experiment, I'm sure we're all aware of the good old lemon battery, and we can light an LED like that if we can put the lemons in series with one another. Now I want to explore the true potential of these lemons by charging this 2000 volt capacitor. So let's go ahead and see what we need to charge this capacitor and see if we can get some sparks going. Alright, so just a word of advice before trying to make voltage from lemons is try go with magnesium rather than zinc. Magnesium is just way better than zinc. If you can see here, this is zinc and copper at 0.7 volts, and then you got the magnesium and copper, which is 1.3 volts. That's incredible. So I'm using magnesium, and I think that's just better than zinc. Now, in order to charge a capacitor like this, it's got to go through a series of changes. So a DC voltage needs to be added on here, and then goes through the transistor, which creates alternating current, goes into this transformer, and then gets stored into these capacitors, and the end result will be 2000 volts at the end here. Now this is a bug zapper PC board, so we are going to connect these lemons and see if we can get sparks to be at the end over here. So let's go do that. Alright, so now we got the lemons connected to this PC board, and we are going to see if there will be any sparks. And there is absolutely nothing. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to increase the amount of lemons and see if we can take it from there. Okay, so I've got now 4 lemons. Okay, so I've connected them in parallel and in series, so that the voltage will stay the same, but there'll be more amperage because we only really need 3 volts to power this PC board. So let's just see if what happens now. Alright, and there is still nothing, so we need more lemons. Alright, so I've decided to go with 4 lemons in series and added another 2 in parallel, and we're going to see if it works now. So we got a total of 5.9 volts. Oh, sorry. 5.9. There we go. 5.9. So let's try this now and see what happens. Okay. That light goes on, then we got some action and absolutely nothing. So what I'm going to do, I am going to charge this supercapacitor. As you can see the direction arrows, so we're going to go from this side will be positive and then that side will be negative, and we're going to see if we can store the voltage as well as the amperage. Okay, so let's store the voltage inside this capacitor. This is a 5.5 volt capacitor. 5 volt actually, yeah. So let's do that. And as you can see, it's only been on for quite a while, well, not that long actually, like 5 minutes, and it's charging up this capacitor pretty well. So when it reaches 5 volts, we are going to take it off, and then we'll see if it has stored the amps with the voltage. So let's wait until it reaches 5 volts and then we can check it out. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. Okay, but nothing's happening at the end, so let's try and discharge it by. Okay, it's nothing much, but it's still quite impressive that they'll be able to charge this. Okay, now the capacitor is dead. Okay, so I have joined these 2.7 volt supercapacitors in series. They have a value of 5 farads, and this one had a value of 0.33 farads. So this will take a lot longer to charge, but will have more charge in it actually. And as you can see, it's just going to take a real long time. So we're just going to have to wait here and charge it up. And then once it's charged to 4 volts, we can see what happens then. So let's wait and see what happens. Okay, so this has completely charged now, and we can see that it's got 4.9 volts. So let's test this now on the PC board. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Oh, jeez. Okay, so that works. I wasn't expecting that. That is just from lemons. That is so exciting. I am just over the... That's just from lemons. Can you believe it? Wow. I mean, that is incredible. Just from lemons. I mean, gotta admire that. Okay, the capacitors are dying now. Okay, so these capacitors, that took me about 3 hours to charge, but I mean, that is really impressive. I wasn't expecting the lemons to charge this 2000 volt capacitor like it. That is just incredible, and it's only 6 lemons to charge this capacitor to 2000 volts. That's just incredible. Alright, so I've charged the supercapacitors up again just to about 4 volts, and we are just going to double check that I didn't jinx it the first time. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Oh wow. That is just awesome. Okay, let's take this apart a little bit. Oh no. Okay, so to conclude, what I've learned from this episode is that the amount of voltage from these batteries cannot start this capacitor, but if stored in these supercapacitors, it stores it with the amperage and not only just the voltage. So that's what I've learned from this, and thanks for watching. Until next time.